Okay, so as some of you are aware, me and a couple of friends are involved in the Android x86 project, which is a project to port Android OS for mobile to PCs. And what I'm going to demonstrate today is Ice Cream Sandwich being installed on a Toshiba C660. This is the latest release that's been pushed to Android x86, which came out, I think it was actually uploaded for public release 2 days ago, something like that. And you can grab it from the link in the description. The link in the description is a link to the project site, so the official site for the Android x86 project, and there's also going to be a blog post which you can read, which just tells you a bit more about Android on PC and stuff like that, and also kind of explains how we got to this. So all you need is the live installation CD, and what you do is just download it, obviously burn it to a disk and then boot from your disk. And you can see that it has, live CD options, and you can just run it without installing, but today I'm going to install it. So, and then I'm also going to demonstrate, a bit of how it works and stuff. So if I just go on into install, and this is Ice Cream Sandwich 4.0.3, and you can see it just initializes. And then you see that you are showing your partition table. I'm going to install it to my USB drive because I don't want to damage any of my existing partitions and I don't want to remove them. So you can obviously, if you want to install it to your actual hard drive in your laptop or your PC, you can go ahead and do that, but just because I don't want to do that currently, I'm just going to do it to USB. So if I just select my USB, and I'm going to format it to ext3, and then just confirm this, and you can see that it formats the partition. Obviously this can take a while depending on the size of the partition you're formatting and stuff. This shouldn't take too long though. Okay, so once it is formatted, you have the option to install bootloader. This obviously depends on if you want to, boot automatically from your normal hard drive and stuff like that, and if you already have a bootloader configured. As mine is USB, I'm going to go for yes. However, the situation that you're in depends on if you want to do that or not. So. And then I'm just going to go ahead and press yes on this because I always prefer to have read-write access. So, and then the installation will start. It shouldn't take too long because the file system is actually rather small. It's only around 300 megabytes, something like that. You can see there, just around 330 or something. So what this is doing is obviously installing the system. Afterwards you get an option to install what is known as a fake SD card, which installs memory that you can access as though it's the SD card, in your Android device. So it's basically just, whatever, 2 gigs of memory, but it accesses it as though it's the SD card. So we'll come to that in a second. And it's worth mentioning that if there's anything you're wanting to know about this project, if you actually go to the Android 86 site, which is in the description obviously, there's a lot of documents on there that you can just read through, and most of the stuff that people will want to know will be answered, so just go ahead and read through there. But if there's a comment that or a problem that you have and you just want to get help as soon as possible, you can always just post on this video, and either me or someone else in the comments who knows what the problem is will comment and help you out, hopefully. And just to clear up the whole bootloader thing that I just had, because I just kind of thought of it now, if you're actually doing it as I am onto USB, make sure you do install a bootloader, otherwise you probably won't be able to boot from USB. So just put the bootloader there as kind of a safety, because I'm thinking you won't be able to boot from your USB properly and it'll just fail. So okay, so the installation is almost finished. It's also important to note that this current build here isn't 100% working. There are a couple of issues, and they're described on the actual, the documents for the build. However, if you're looking for something that's like fully stable, or as close to fully stable as you're going to get, the Honeycomb build, which is Android 3.2, is, I think, pretty much perfect. But as I said, there's only a couple of things on this build, and they're actually not that major as far as I'm aware. The only thing that I can think of that could be slightly major is Ethernet doesn't actually work, so stuff like that really. Okay, so now you can see that you have the option to either run Android x86 or create a fake SD card. I'm just going to go into create a fake SD card because obviously it's best to show everything. And you can see that it just creates an image which is recognized as the SD card, and the maximum is obviously 2 GB. So I'll just go for that. And it then just formats an IMG file to be recognized as the SD card. You can also do this manually using debug mode on the actual boot menu right at the start if you want to have different sizes and stuff, but this is probably the simplest way. And it's also quite difficult to use debug mode if you don't really know what you're doing. So okay, so I just paused the video for a bit because I needed to make sure my camera had enough batteries to film the rest of the video, so be aware that this can take quite a while. And if your screen actually gets to the point where it goes off during it, just tap one of the keys on your keyboard and it'll come back on, so don't worry about that. And we're almost finished. Obviously the speed of how this goes depends on your disk drive and your hard drive and stuff. It's probably going slow for me because I'm going to USB, but it's almost over. So once it's finished, which should be about now, you can see that you have a message saying it was created successfully, and just hit reboot and it will then reboot. Okay, so unfortunately at this point my camera has now run out of batteries, and I'm also having a very slight problem with one of my USB ports. So I'm not unable to do the demonstration which I said I would do earlier on in the video. However, what I can show you is the picture that's on screen now, which shows Android 4.0.1 running on the same PC that I was just working with. This picture was taken from a blog which I posted about, I don't know, a couple of weeks ago when Ice Cream Sandwich came out, or a little while ago when Ice Cream Sandwich came out, whichever. And it's one that I took when I first got it running on my PC. So you can take from that it does work. As I said, it should work for a majority of people, and by majority I mean most people, as in a massive percentage. If you're one of the people that it doesn't work for, then just leave a post in the comments or on the website, look for some sort of way to contact or whatever, and hopefully we can figure out what's wrong. It should only be very, very slight problems, and you can always try the Honeycomb builds if the Ice Cream Sandwich build isn't working, stuff like that. So again, I'm really sorry that I couldn't demonstrate the actual system running, but that's just how it is.
So if you subscribe to my channel for more updates in future, obviously it's not just Android stuff, there's also other stuff that you might want to check out. And as I said, comment if you have any problems or any stuff that you want to say, and just go ahead and like this video. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you in my next video, which should be pretty shortly. Thanks for watching.